14 podcast, and the Toronto Blue Jays just swept the Baltimore Orioles, folks. A weekend that could not have rocked more. We had comeback victories, walk-offs, shit kickings, belt to ass. What a weekend for our Toronto Blue Jays. A massive sweep for the first time this season. The Toronto Blue Jays are 25 games above 500. What a weekend, Avery. How are we feeling?
Good. That's special, man. Our team, our Blue Jays, they just keep making us proud. They haven't let us down, man. And I love it. Awesome weekend. Had to do it against the O's. Like, you just think of, what was that July series, or was that August, when it kind of just
End of July.
End of July, just kind of came crashing down, it felt like, with that series. So nice to take care of business like you should have taken care of business on paper. Awesome weekend. You get Trey being called up. Like, who has it better than us right now?
Dude, I've tweeted a million times, and I don't know if I'll get pushback on this, but for me, this is the most enjoyment I have had watching the Toronto Blue Jays. Like, you could say 2021, they didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah,
They didn't make the playoffs. Like, you could say 2021, you could even say 2015, sure, but in terms of like how unexpected this has been, I would probably say this is the most fun I've ever had watching the Toronto Blue Jays in my lifetime, at least. Like, if the Toronto Blue Jays play just a little bit above 500, someone tweeted at me, for the rest of the way, they finished with a better record than 2015. So this will statistically be the best team the Toronto Blue Jays have had in my lifetime. So I just don't know what other things I can really say about this baseball team other than this team is a wagon. There's just no denying it anymore. One of the best teams, OPS in all of baseball. The bullpen has looked, my God, Avery. When they need zeros, they've gotten zeros the past week or so. There's no really pushback on that comment. This team rocks, and this is the best team of my lifetime.
So crazy to say after what we dealt with in the offseason, John, and what we've dealt with the last couple offseason. And like, with how well they're playing, obviously the record is going to speak for itself. The numbers are going to speak for itself. But you're so right when it comes to what you thought the expectations. The win total was 76.5 wins. Like, we can talk about this and you can say people are going to push back, but the expectations from people who try to make money on other people gambling set the line for this Toronto Blue Jays team at 76.5 wins. And they're probably going to be wrong by like 18
Close to
wins.
20 games.
Yeah, they're going to be wrong by about 18 wins. Like, if this all goes well and they finish better than those other teams. Pretty much the worst line ever. So that was the expectation from people across the league. Like, the Blue Jays were not that good of a baseball team. And I felt all along that line was ridiculous, but I never even thought for a joke to put out a Jays to win the AL East future. That was never in what I thought was going to happen, and that's okay. And that's why it's so fun to watch and why I'm so excited with how everything has gone so far. But again, job's not finished. We got playoff games to win. This is the regular season can be great, but now we start talking like, okay, that's not enough.
Yeah, and maybe this is loser posting, like, but I don't like, the playoffs are going to come, obviously, but still, man, like, what a ride this has been so far. Like, I mean, you can look at the playoffs and you could talk about the playoffs, obviously, that makes tons of sense, but just the ride that we have been along. I mean, we're getting to the point now where it's like, we got too many fucking good players. Like, Bo Bichette is coming back. Anthony Santander is coming back. Joey Loperfido gave you 2 clutch hits on back-to-back days. That's a guy we're going to have an uncomfortable conversation with about sending down. Yeah. IKF has been clutch for this team. That's an uncomfortable conversation where you might have to DFA that guy for Bo Bichette. I don't know what to do. Like, it is a thankless job being John Schneider and Ross Atkins in this situation, because any single guy you send down, Avery, you're kind of sending someone down that would probably be a starter or close to a starter on a lot of playoff teams.
Yeah, it's kind of what has made this team so fun, I think, is not the no-name production. Obviously, these are names of guys and prospects, but guys are coming up and they are helping this team win. And it's my favorite thing is the different guy every night type thing. And it truly is fun to watch. Like IKF, we can DFA him. And it's the best move that was made over that time because he came up with that massive hit to win those games. Like it's who's gonna do it next. And I really, really do like when they say we can't add Santander back. Is Bo Bichette the problem? Those are obviously kind of fake things that people on Twitter are just saying and not really thinking in real life. But it will be tough when you have to talk about like Joey's done everything he's been asked to do very, very
Yes.
well since he's been up here. And like, sure, maybe the ceiling's not as high with him as the other guys, but hey, when you go into spring training and you set out what you want for these guys through the season, you have the talk with them. I mean, we're getting like B to A plus reviews for everyone what they've been asked to do. I think and that's what's been so fun to me. And like I don't want to pit people against each other because it's just so fun watching random guys do it every single day. And who's going to be the hero today?
Dude, even like, and I'm assuming by the time this is out, maybe Baraki will be DFA'd for Trey Savage or Bassett on the IL. I don't think Bassett will be on the IL, but like Baraki gave up 0 runs for you when you picked him up off waivers. Like I tweeted it, he better enjoy the Rogers Center's mound because he's not going to be here for longer. That's a guy you can make the case. He's been so good against lefties entire tenure with the Blue Jays, aside from those 2 walks he had on Friday. It's like, what do you do? But that's a good position to be in when you have so much depth and any single time and every single time you put up a lineup. Like today's lineup card rocked. I tweeted this lineup rocks, and it didn't even feature Bo Bichette. It was an awesome lineup today, and it didn't even feature Bo Bichette. You got Ernie Clement, who's on pace for a 3-WAR season, 100 weighted runs created plus, who is a guy that was DFA'd by the Oakland Athletics 2 years ago. It's a wild, wild turn of events here for the Toronto Blue Jays. And it's just been so awesome to be along for the ride. And these are the type of guys, like maybe 20 years down the road, if the Toronto Blue Jays go on a run, we talk about these guys forever. Like we talk about Davis Schneider. We talk about Ernie Clement. We talk about these kind of bench bats like Miles Straw. Like maybe 20 years down the road when we're doing this type of thing, Avery, we're comparing good players to like, oh, this guy reminds me of an Ernie Clement. This guy reminds me of a Davis Schneider. We need more Davis Schneiders on this team like they had in 2025. It's just wild, man. And I just an unexpected wagon of a baseball team that is currently up in the American League, best record in the American League, #1 seed by like 2.5 games, I think it is, or 3 games. Like that's ridiculous. Could you imagine? I would never in my wildest dreams believe that. If I said that, I was lying if I said that in spring training. We just said they'd be better than 76.5. Yeah. And they passed that mark a week and a half ago.
Yeah. We said playoffs. We believed in the playoffs.
Yeah, we believed in the playoffs, like the 3rd wild card we'd be happy with. Never in my wildest dreams I'd be like, yeah, we're getting home field throughout the entire American League aspect of the fucking playoffs.
Yeah, and you got to be talking. You need to go on Baseball Reference when you talk about Ernie. By the way, he's a 3.5 win player right now.
Okay, good for narrative ball.
Yeah, the defense guys go on Baseball Reference.
Okay, so 3.5 win player for Ernie Clement.
Yeah, there you go. So, but like, even you pick up Ty France, who was well below average with his bat.
Yeah,
and then he comes to the Blue Jays. It's a super small sample size. Like 91 plate appearances isn't big, but he's a 112 weighted runs created plus over that time. Like that's another great pickup. Like things have just seemed to mesh well no matter what. And God, such a 180 from the vibes were just absolutely through the floor last year. And I mean, I still believe that some of the hitting coaches, like they can lose some guys. Like if Pop and Lou are here for 8 years, I think by the 8th year, it's going to look a little different than it is right now. But there's
no hitting coach who works for a team for 10, 12 years, Avery, or even 8 years. Probably. Like,
yeah, it's so perfect and fresh for what they have going, and the guys bought in that everything's gone well. It's like you made those decisions. Everyone in the world thought Guillermo should have been fired. Like that was the consensus when it came to people just on Twitter or people who kind of followed the team. But then you make a good hire to get guys in here who basically save you George Springer into a season where he's your one of the most valuable guys on your team. Like if we have bad George Springer, things look a lot different than how they do right now.
For sure. And I wanted to touch on George Springer because that's a guy that deserves his flowers. And I'll probably end up clipping this, but this is how magical this season has been. George Springer, 35-year-old George Springer, is on pace to finish this season with the highest weighted runs created plus in the entirety of his career. He is at a 159. That's not including today. So I'm assuming it'll probably be a little bit higher than that.
He's 162 right now.
162 weighted runs created plus for George Springer this season. Like, it's insane. And that's a guy who's had tons of playoff success, who I'm looking forward to kind of put the team on his back in the playoffs, Avery. He's done it before. He's won World Series MVPs. He's carried really good rosters to World Series championships. Like, this is the thing that makes successful baseball teams. And you mentioned it, the new voice in the locker room with Lou and David Popkins trying to kind of flipping his philosophy. I mean, the strikeout rate for Springer is 18.4, the highest of his Blue Jays tenure aside from 2021, but he sacrificed the strikeouts for power, for pop, and he's been absolutely unbelievable this season.
Yeah, I've been it's probably one of the stories of the season, is the resurgence of George. And you're so true. You're so right when it comes to George being the playoff guy. Like, he's done it. And we've had some shortfalls when it comes to the playoffs with George on the team now, but like, he wasn't carrying the offense like he's doing right now.
No.
Like, that's the guy you want up all the time is George Springer at this point to the season. So, I mean, it rests on him a lot to keep this thing going. The guy's at the top, but I mean, everything from George, man, has been just an incredible year, because it was a genuine question that was asked and at the time did not seem bad. It's like, okay, how are we going to get George through this season? Like, what is the realistic playing time George Springer is going to get? Because you had Santander, he was the fresh face coming off 40 plus home runs. What are we going to do with George Springer? And BNS said, we'll DH him a couple times. Maybe it's like he plays 4 times a week. And that was truly what was happening, because last year was no good. Last
90
year was
weighted runs created plus last year. He was a worse.
Yeah.
Last year, George Springer was a worse hitter than what Miles Straw is right now.
Yeah.
Isn't that bananas that I'm saying that? Last year, he had a lower weighted runs created plus than what Miles Straw has this season.
That's what we're dealing with. And reversed the aging curve. George did. I mean, it's awesome for a guy that everyone seems to love. Like, I'm truly am super happy for him, and it gives me like hope for next year too. Like, we got another year on the deal, and I'm glad we have another year on the deal. Like, during this point of the season, we've tapped into something that we didn't think was going to be there. So, like, I am happy that we have him for next year too.
Yeah,
it's going to be a little murky when it gets to who's playing where in a playoff game. If Anthony Santander truly is back, that's the only thing where lineup construction gets a little odd. But if you can fit them into the lineup, that's totally going to be okay.
I just really think like it's not that crazy for lineup construction. I think just Nathan Lucas will lose at bats.
I'm more saying that one of them has to play defense.
Yeah, but George Springer and left is not as crazy for me as like, all right, you like George Springer and left and then Barger and right. Still not the worst outfield, but you are sacrificing a little bit of defense in left field, but he makes stuff for it with the pop at the plate. Like, I'm not losing sleep over it in terms of that. Like, that's how you win playoff games, is with players like George Springer playing every game in the field or DHing. But Santander just can't play the outfield, obviously, especially in a playoff series. That's like, he's the DH guy. And I think George Springer's fine with that, doing that in the playoffs.
Yeah, as that's where I second guess it, because he's talked about how much he loves DHing at this point, where if we get a bad couple games in the playoffs, it's like, okay, well, maybe we should have DH George. But you want to get Santander in, and I think you're definitely Santander's the one who's not playing defense. There's just no way.
The lineup, just call it what it is. Nathan Lucas has been awesome for this baseball team this year, over 100 weighted runs created plus. Great bat. That's a good bench guy too. Right? He made a couple catches that saved the games the past couple weekends. Like, that catch he made yesterday or the day before, I forgot what it was, essentially saved the game. Held put a little band-aid on the cut there when more runners would have scored. So yeah, there's tons of things you could do to make this team really, really good. And I think the best lineup has a healthy Anthony Santander in it, no matter what people say. That's just truth, right? Like that's just
For
what it
sure.
is.
Yeah, and it's fun to be able to get those guys back as well. Like maybe you don't make the Santander deal at all if you think George Springer has life in his bat still. Like I do think there's something to be said where everyone wanted to say you have to hit home runs. Like that's what they're missing. The great Ross Atkins low hanging fruit, Powers low hanging fruit comment,
He was kind
and
of
then
right, low key.
and then Ross is never wrong. He's just early
Yeah, he
sometimes.
really is. Ross the boss is very early, but I'm just thinking like of a playoff lineup like Avery. Imagine, man, Springer, Barger, Bo, Vladdy, Varsho, Kirk, Santander. Are you shitting me with that top seven, man, or top
Yeah,
six? It's a pretty good fucking lineup.
really good. Yeah, it's like the only thing that would get weird to people who aren't watching all the time is when they face lefties. But again, they've been able to handle lefties pretty well this year. So, um, yeah, it's just who are you going to line up against? What's the lineup going to look like? I think obviously who you play is going to determine who's kind of on the roster as bench bats as well. Like you do want to match it up as well as you can.
Yeah, it's fair. I think Santander. I don't think they're rushing him though. He's hit like one hard hit ball, which was the home run on the weekend. Other than that, he's been kind of whatever. He had a double as well, but I think they're gonna try to let him get his feet wet, kind of treat it as a spring training. Maybe he doesn't come up for another week, right?
Okay, so is there a world where Anthony Santander plays, struggles, leave him off the playoff roster?
I It's insane for me to say this, but I think there's a world like there's like a non-0% chance that happens.
Yeah. You want to see what you have. Like it's not it's an audition for everyone to what we can do in the playoffs. Like I don't think the money will make that a much tougher decision. Obviously, how you value Santander compared to other guys who are like Joey Loperfido. Obviously, they're going to think of those guys a little bit different. But I mean, I would like for them to take the step back and like kind of see what's really going to help this team too. But if Santander comes back and is half decent, then there's absolutely no questions at all. It's the only worry is if he comes back and struggles.
Yeah, and I think they're trying to make the struggles happen in AAA right now. Get that out of not get it out of his system, obviously, but kind of um, figure out where he's at in terms of like progression and how he's swinging it. But I'll tell you what, just when I thought that Friday couldn't get any better, we see a Tony Taters home run in his second or third at bat of the game. It was ridiculous shit. It was so cool to watch Anthony Santander hit another home run again. And yeah, I really don't know what you do with him. I think you keep him down there for another week. What I'm really scared of is we haven't got many updates. Is the Bo Bichette situation? I don't know what's going on with him.
They were taking him off his feet for a full week.
Yeah, so
So
like you got to think maybe if all things go right, this weekend coming up he plays against KC.
you would think so. You would or after the off day and you get Boston and Tampa to end the year. Like I mean, there's so many series left. You can pick and choose which one you think he's going to start at, but I wrote down what I thought a playoff team against a right-handed pitcher would be. Um, and go around the diamond if we want to do this, John. So we had Kirk behind the plate, Vlad's playing first, Jimenez at second. I have Bo at short. Right now I have Barger playing third. Um, Springer in left, Varsho in center. Oh, I fucked this up. Who am I missing? Um, no, Ernie would
Santan-
play third. Ernie would play
Ernie.
third. Yeah.
Yeah,
Ernie would play third. Barger's in right, Varsho's in center, Springer's in left, and then Santander DH. And that leaves out Nathan Lucas, which might be unfair, but that gives you a good defender on each side of the infield. You have Varsho to run it down in center, and then I know they don't love Barger in right field, but that's probably where I would put him. Anything you like
no, I
half
don't hate that.
disagree?
I mean, I don't hate that. I think Ernie's played his way into a spot especially against lefties. That ball he hit today off the bag was hilarious. But yeah, I would be fine with really any lineup construction with how everyone's kind of swinging it, right? Like, because the thing is, with the versatility you have, you get into a late game and it's close. You got Miles Straw, who's a Gold Glover, coming off the bench to replace a guy that's iffy in the corners in the outfield, right? So it's really, you can kind of get away with anything. But by the way, breaking news, I don't know if you've seen. Have you seen the Yankee score?
Uh-uh.
6-0 Red Sox in the first inning. So hopefully that magic number drops 2 today.
Nice.
We can only be so lucky.
It's crochet day, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Great start for Will Warren. We asked for it though. We wanted some one team to take 2 or 3, and that happened. No sweeps, hopefully.
And Nathan Lucas numbers have dropped kind of an insane amount, eh?
What is it at?
He's like a 101 weighted runs created plus against righties.
Wow.
Yeah, and like he's been great for us, obviously, this year.
That's a bench bat though, Abe.
For sure. Yeah, like 101
what would you
on
say,
the season.
What would you say the odds are he starts a playoff game? I'd probably say pretty slim as of right now, right?
Probably in the same boat. Yeah, probably pretty slim.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good bench bat to have though. Matchup late inning.
Great bench bat to have. So that graphic came up today that, what was it, the Jays were the best pinch hitting team in baseball.
Yeah, highest OPS.
That's so cool. That's kind of why, like, that's why I say the managing, it matters and doesn't matter, because you can put the guys in the situation, you can't swing the bat for them, and they're the ones getting the hits with the high OPS, whoever they put in that situation too. So yeah, Nathan Lucas, pretty good defender too. So like maybe you put him in there kind of late, but then you have Miles Straw, like what you're also putting in him kind of late. It's nice that some of the guys you're not too sure about, you have kind of a natural end of game replacement for them.
Yeah.
And that's what's been fun about this team. I love the Jimenez experiment at shortstop.
Dude, he looks silky smooth over there, man.
It looks so different than when Bo plays short.
Yeah, and that's not a slight at Bo. It's just Jimenez is a way better defender. Like, that's just really what it is. It's not really
I thought it was interesting today that they kept Jimenez at short and Ernie at second.
You mean in like the pinch hit opportunities, or?
No, I thought, isn't that how that started? Like,
yeah,
Jimenez played short instead of, like, that's usually swapped every time.
Yeah,
and they continued to go with that one.
But that's what John Schneider said. John Schneider said he wanted to see Jimenez get some reps at short. How silky smooth is watching Jimenez and Ernie up the middle, man?
That Ernie play today, I don't know where he got this arm action from, and it has to have just developed over the last 2 years, because I don't really remember, but the way he throws it, like, fuck it, he's down there somewhere type of throw where it's the windmill, is so funny, but he's so good at throwing from that slot that, like, there was a perfect play up the middle today that he gets it. I was like, okay, are you going to plant and throw to first here? He probably doesn't have the juice to do that, but just easy as, just underhand to Jimenez. Yeah, it is.
It's like the Patrick Mahomes, like, Mahomes essentially throws a football at all angles to kind of practice in case this situation happens. And that's what Ernie does. He's thrown the baseball this year every single arm angle that you could goddamn imagine. He's thrown it underhand. He's thrown it like 15 degree. He's thrown it everything. That guy has thrown a baseball at every single fucking aspect or every single arm angle you could possibly imagine. But I wanted to go game by game here. Friday game, belt to ass, man. Belt to fucking ass on Friday. What a game. Toronto Blue Jays I'll be honest with you, they look kind of dead until the 5th inning. They were getting carved up. 4 straight zeros from who pitched for them? Rogers. They got the Taylor Taylor Rogers?
Yeah.
They got the Taylor Rogers. Taylor Rogers left the game, and the Toronto Blue Jays kind of took advantage of it. I mean, the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, they scored runs, the Blue Jays. Just unbelievable stuff. And it came from Vladdy, who has been ridiculous in the month of September. Should have had a home run today, maybe even 2. Hit a couple to the warning track right to the wall. Like, should have been gone if the wind turbines were there. The Miles Straw double in the gap. The Ernie single, Varsho double that Ryan Mountcastle olayed it, which is one of the worst plays I've ever seen at first base. And then
Truly
Vladdy
hilarious
again,
play. Yeah.
with the Colton Cowser misplay in center field, which was pretty fucking terrible. But that game had it all, Avery. Chris Bassett has been unbelievable his last 4 starts. I believe he has a sub 3 ERA his last 4 or 5 starts, gives you 5 innings, 6 punchies. It wasn't pretty. I'll be the first to tell you. It wasn't pretty. Got behind a lot of counts, but that's the Chris Bassett experience. He gets behind in counts and somehow figures a way to weasel his way out of it. You got a 0 from Barucki, Fisher, Varland, Little, Wyrod. All zeros across the board for the bullpen when you kind of needed it when the game was close and the Jays kind of put the nail in the coffin in the 8th inning. But just a fun brand of baseball to watch from the Toronto Blue Jays that game. Vladdy 3 for 3. Varsho comes in and pinch hits. IKF and Straw combined to go 4 for 7. I mean, and this is against Taylor Rogers, for Christ's sakes.
Trevor.
They did all
It's
this.
it's Trevor. It's Trevor.
It's
Rogers.
Trevor. Sorry, Trevor Rogers. That game was just that they needed that. If they won that game, the Trevor Rogers start, I was confident the rest of the series, and I'd be happy 2 of 3. We said that, and they ended up sweeping. But that game kind of started it, kind of catapulted it, and it started with Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who's carrying the load with Bo Bichette injured.
Yeah, it's all we've kind of asked for, and all anyone asks for is once one's down, the next guy steps up. These are our guys. We want them to play well, and Vladdy has taken that and run with it absolutely during this time too. So, like the Rogers numbers, I didn't get to watch either of the 2 games. I was at the wedding this weekend, of course, but kind of went back and followed through with that. They kind of had a bunch of people on for Rogers, like. They had a good game plan against him when they took their walks basically, but just weren't able to follow through, get the big hit at that time, and then you show where the Orioles really struggle is when you get to the bullpen.
Well, their bullpen was good though.
Sure, yeah,
going into that series.
Sure, for sure. They're not as they traded away a couple of their guys. They lose Felix Bautista too. Like everyone gets pushed a little bit, but I would love to know how many runs they scored off the bullpen this weekend. It had to have been.
Oh my God, a shit ton.
A insane amount. So, you battled against Rogers to get him out of there pretty early. And yeah, there was runners on for a lot of that Rogers appearance. So, kind of sucks this way that they've been doing it as of late, John, where you just wait till the end to score all the runs. If you go into a playoff game and you're down pretty early, it's not going to feel good, but I hate being confident when you're down because we get down a lot and they find a way to make it happen.
Man, I'll say this, the Jays are the kings of the gimmick comeback. The stats show Toronto Blue Jays are the best comeback team in baseball, 45 or 46 comeback wins. But are we really calling down 1-0 a comeback? I mean, today and Friday they were aura farming comebacks. I mean, down 1-0 is not that crazy. The Saturday game, I'll give you that. But 1-0 is all right. Whatever. But yeah, that was an awesome.
You don't think that should count towards their comeback? We should look at a stats of comeback of 3 runs or more.
Honestly, I'd even say 2 runs or more.
Okay.
2 or 3 runs or more. 1-0. I mean, it's not an insurmountable comeback you're making. Maybe I'm Jeff Blair tweeting with this saying, but I don't know. I think that game was fun in terms of the runs, but easily the game that took the cake was Saturday this weekend. Saturday, Toronto Blue Jays are getting absolutely carved up. I was at this game. Haven't heard the Rogers Center that loud since the Jays went up 8-1 in that playoff series against the Mariners. They're getting kind of carved up by Sagano. Max Scherzer, I'll give him credit. Didn't look that great in the first inning. Got behind a lot of guys, a lot of hard hit contact. Goes down 2 and then gives you 4 straight zeros after that to kind of keep your team in the game, as well as the bullpen giving up zeros aside from the 8th and 9th. But I have no idea how they won that Saturday game. They were dead to rights, dead in the water. You kind of claw back, get within 1 in the 8th inning, and then you give up 1 in the 9th because of a Kobe Mayo home run who owns me off Braden Fisher. And then they put up 3 in the 9th, Avery. It's I can't wrap my head around it. This team continues to amaze me with the fact that they always get off the mat. I can't fucking believe they came back that game. Like, they
I had
were
to put
dead to
my
rights before that eighth inning. They didn't have it at the plate. Terrible at bats. First guy gets on, first and second, no outs, double play ball. Double play ball. And they somehow figure out a way. And if you
Yep.
look at that ninth inning, if you want to relive it for the people, Davis Schneider hits a really hard hit fly out that I thought was leaving the ballpark. Stays in. Varsho hits a single, and then you got Ernie single, Lope single, Andres Jimenez single, catcher interference, and then Kirk sack fly. That's winning brand of baseball. Just singles, next man up kind of mentality. And it all was the George Springer catcher interference, which was objectively hilarious, especially for the luck narrative around there. But just unbelievable stuff. And Yainer Cano sucks. That guy is ass. He is generationally bad.
Yeah, I'm seeing he's rocking a 5.09 ERA right
It's
now.
like, that's why bullpen guys, they extended him, I'm pretty sure. I think the Orioles extended Cano a couple years ago or last year or this year.
I mean,
And that,
the year he put up, what was it? 23 probably was special. I remember.
it just, bullpen arms are so fucked, Avery. Like, there is nothing. They're just the worst. That you can never pickpocket. I mean, aside from guys like Johan Duran, they're just the most random things on the planet. Like Emmanuel Clase sucked this year. It's impossible to figure out a bullpen. You kind of got to
Yeah.
just put the puzzle pieces together.
Like Cano was a 2.11 ERA over 72 innings in 23, and then probably oh I don't think he got extended, John. I don't think he did.
No,
But 2.11 ERA, 3.15 last year, and he's into a 5.09 ERA this year. Yeah, bullpen's crazy. You never get it down as to guys who are going to be good for the bullpen for a while. So we were at the reception, and I had to turn my phone off as it gets to 4-1, and the reception happened. Beautiful wedding, and then I get my phone out there, and it's 4-4 somehow, and like George is up, and I get to see that too. And honestly, it didn't even come close to surprising me at that point. I was like, of course, of course they did it again. Of course they did it again. I was trying to put my phone down to watch it. I was like, that's never allowed to happen. And man, went back and watched it last night after we got home. I can't imagine being there for that, John. Like that's such a cool game to be at. Saturday afternoon, Rogers Center, you get that special comeback performance.
dude, it was like, and what I noticed with this team and with the fans compared to before is it's like the the vibes around the ballpark are just so much more positive because of the cardiac comeback kids. Like going into the bottom of the ninth, no one left their seat. No one left their seat. Everyone stayed there. When they had the bases loaded, every single person who was able to stand was standing, clapping. And then Kirk hits that ball, and I'm telling you, the building erupted when that ball got off of Kirk's bat. And another underrated thing that a lot of people aren't talking about is Jay's got a win flag. I don't know if you see that. They got the flag running across center field like it's like an NFL game now. Kind of electric shit.
We're flying the W like we're the Cubs.
No, it's like a Blue Jays flag. They run across the field after a win, and it looks like it's very pleasing to watch as a fan who respects pageantry is the correct word for that. It's some beautiful stuff. And I mean, I had guys. Obviously, there's tons of fair weathers there, but just everyone was believing. Everyone in my section was like, "Game's not over. Game's not over." I had Gate 14 listeners screaming at me like, "Game's not over. Game's not over." And I was like, you know what?
You're right.
You're goddamn right. It's not over. And I mean, dude, the Loper Fido hit was awesome. The Kirk, who had a tough stretch. I don't think many people talk. I mean, the guy before he pinch hit on Saturday was on like a 0 for 17 stretch.
Yeah, I thought it was a 0 for 19.
Which is strange for Alejandro Kirk. Like, that's rare for a hitter as good as that guy. And he essentially carried the team. I mean, 2 RBIs, I think he got that game off the bench. Off the bench, he did that. So, Ernie Clement, I mean, the bottom of the order was awesome. Andres Jimenez was awesome in that game in the ninth. Really some hard hit baseball. So it was it was really what's the Toronto Blue Jays. Like, that is them. It's like you're never really down. And that game sucked the first 7 innings, Avery. I was in my seat like, oh my God. And then Kobe Mayo hit the home run. I was like, oh my fucking, oh, this is going to be hell on earth. And the bullpen just continued to kind of just minimize the damage, keep the boys in the game. And that's how you win in the playoffs, Avery. You get down early, you got to trust the bullpen because the starter's coming out.
Yep.
Right? Like Max Scherzer kind of obviously has the reputation. He wants to stay in the game and kind of keep you in it. And he kind of did that. But that's what you got to do. That's how you win playoff games. That's how
So
you
I
win playoff
obviously
games.
didn't get to watch live, John, but weird Lauer appearance, or like the fact that he was in the game there after Nance too, or did that just set up that he was facing a ton of
And
lefties?
that's another reason why I think the Ryan Baraki experiment is going to be done probably by the time this podcast drops or maybe tomorrow. Like Eric Lauer out of the pen, he gave up a run, sure, but like a couple punchies, his stuff looked good. He hasn't pitched in like 11 days, 12 days before that, so you're going to get a little bit of rust there, but he was awesome out of the pen, and I think that's the role he's going to embrace for the remainder of the season. He's going to be the lefty out of the bullpen in a pivotal playoff series, him and Little probably. But yeah, that's kind of what you got to do to win baseball games. And Sir Anthony Dominguez rocks, man. Kind of gets himself in some weird situations.
Does he ever? Yeah.
Um, he gave up like 2 hits, but at the end of the day, he gave up Lauer's inherited run off that double from Basayo. But just cool, awesome stuff. And then Braden Fisher gets the win, 6-0 this season. After giving up that bomb, which was very rare. I think that's his first run given up in a while for Braden Fisher.
Yeah, the home run he gave up, I watched that after too, and it's like Kobe Mayo looked like he knew that thing was coming. And
Yeah,
it's one of the few pitches that Fisher throws, but the fact where it was, unfortunately, a good Kobe Mayo swing, a very good Kobe Mayo
he
swing.
owns me. I mean, he just rakes against the Blue Jays, which sucks.
He really
For
does.
the
And like this Scherzer line, 5 innings and you give up 2 earned, and those 2 earned were immediately to start the game. It's like 6 innings, 3 earned run is the goal and should like has kind of forever been the goal. So when you're kind of on that pace, like, or I mean, 5 innings is fine to do, but like, yes, 6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs. At the end of the day, I'm gonna say that's a good outing pretty much every time. If you see that final line, so looking at this, I don't think it was that bad. The fact that he got it back under control after the first inning being the runs he gives up, I'm good with that. Definitely good with that Scherzer appearance.
Yeah. By the way, we got a special guest coming on the podcast this Thursday. Just confirmed. We're doing it at 12:30 tomorrow. I will not say the name. Just know it's a very special guest. Pivotal pitcher for the Toronto Blue Jays, to say the least. But yeah, I think Max Scherzer's a fine Game 3 starter, and if he could do that, that's going to be he's going toe to toe with the third starter of a baseball team. All right, 6 innings, 5 innings, a 2 runs ball. That putting you in a position to win baseball games against anyone. So great stuff from Scherzer. But yeah, that ninth inning was awesome, man. Glenn tweeted it at me. It's like, how did they win that game? How did they win that game, brother? Man, I have no goddamn idea. I truly have literally no fucking idea how they won that baseball game. I really don't.
Yep.
Really don't. But I guess we could talk a little bit about today's game. It was really just belt to ass. I felt you want to talk about workplace harassment. The Orioles calling that guy up today and just letting him die on that mound. Let's look at the stat line for this guy. It was truthfully insane, this guy's stat line. I want to do a prayer circle for Ragsdale, is what his name is. 3 innings, 8 runs. Give it up. Just let him die out there. I was like, do they have anyone else in the fucking bullpen to throw here? No, they do not. They have
No.
Ragsdale, who they let him to die out there. Big league debut. His first hitter he faces on his big league debut, George Springer sends a ball to Guantanamo Bay off him into the second deck pretty much. Just poor guy, but that was just the definition of belt to ass. I'll be honest with you, man. That Suarez guy that started for them, Albert Suarez, low-key nasty.
He's had stretches of being pretty good. Like I remember Albert Suarez being good. And why he says he's Robert Suarez's brother too? Bobby Fastballs. I mean, that would make sense to me, right?
Yeah. Pretty good lineage there.
Yeah, I don't think he's I don't think he's bad at all. He's put together some good outings, absolutely. So Not a craziest thing, but eventually you were gonna get to someone, and boy did they ever do that. The Dalton Varsho swing where he hits the ball like 12 feet in front of the plate and gets on against a lefty is like undefeated. It's the LeBron looking at his hand and shooting the three move. Like it's gonna happen every time. And I'm going to get really excited when it happens every time and he beats out a ball to first base. I love that play. But I mean, you score your first run on a Springer double after Jimenez doubles down the line on a ball over his head too. It's just like the, these people, these guys are so fun to watch. Every
I'm
day
gonna
they
get
give us.
chills watching the Dalton Varsho bunt off a lefty in the playoffs, just down the first baseline, run it out. He scared me today with that slide. I don't know
It
if you
was
like
it was a
that
half and
was the
half slide.
definition of like, and you do that in junior college, and your coach says you do that shit again, you're fucking on the bench. Like I have zero idea why he slid there. That was strange.
It was like a double knee slide down there too. It was yeah, it wasn't like a textbook all out head first swipe the bag. Yeah, it was odd, but they found a way. That was fine. Any other like Kirk was great today too.
Kirk's
Barger,
man, Barger's starting to find that stroke again, Abe.
he is.
That ball he hit out on Saturday was the classic no zone. If you're a pitcher on Addison Barger, it's like you throw that leaves your hand as a pitcher. You're like, oh fuck, and that ball was sent to hell. That was an awesome
Sagano
swing.
Sagano kind of pitched his dick off. It
Yeah,
was
and I mean, dude, I will never get. And again, the Jays gimmick of coming back. I mean, that was like again, that was a real comeback game. But um, I will never get how Sagano sucks. I guess it's maybe the walks. Is that what his thing is? I don't know
I
what it
mean, if
is.
it with his stuff, if his command isn't fantastic, it's gonna get killed. Kind of like it's not crazy swing and miss stuff. So if you're not on the corners, you're hitting your spots. I think that's where Sagano struggles, and also like your first couple months, you're figuring out how to pitch in the big leagues. I know he's obviously an older guy too, but get your feet wet a little bit. It's still fresh to him. But yeah, there's like what was the second inning where he struck out the side,
Yeah,
and it was like a splitter to Davis. I remember, and there's just like three really good pitches. Like okay, it's kind of interesting. I don't remember it being that kind of sharp. So good to get over. But today's game, like they just kept scoring and scoring and scoring, and it's like I don't want this to end. I do love this.
it was good for the run differential crowd. Michael K is rolling. I mean, he hated that shit. But
Oh my God, I
um,
haven't even checked the run differential in a while. I'm gonna do it now.
I mean,
Like
it,
obviously it doesn't matter. They're 25 games above 500,
yeah, I don't
so
give a fuck what it is.
and that's always what we said. But it will be interesting to see their run differential plus 86 now.
That's you know what? That's respectable.
Plus 86, yeah. Now we got to start looking at the Houston Astros are plus 20. It's still pretty low for, oh wow, the Mariners are leading the West.
Yeah, the Astros got shit kicked today, and the Mariners swept the Angels.
Wow. Wow, the Mariners are 9-1. 9 game win streak.
Yeah, dude, they're on a legacy run right now, and the Astros are playing like shit. Mariners, according to Fangraphs, have a 67% chance to win the West now.
Wow, cool. Man, love this time of year. It's so fun.
So it's just, I mean,
So
the way things
stressful.
can flip flop. I mean, the Mariners were left to dead 2 weeks ago, and now they're 9-1 in their last 10. I mean, it's crazy, absolutely crazy. But we focus on the Blue Jays on this podcast, and let me tell you, folks, this is a special ball club, and I said it. I do not know when we'll have this type of fun again watching the Toronto Blue Jays. So enjoy it. Enjoy every pitch by pitch, game by game. I did want to talk about the Trey Savage thing. I knew it was happening about 12 o'clock yesterday. Got a text from a guy with the eye emoji, and I texted it to, and then Trey sent me the eye emojis. Um, and I was like, all right, there's something going on here. I didn't want to break it because I'll give you a backstory. 2 years ago, when I broke who was the guy that's friends with Bo Bichette that has a long hair? Hagen Danner?
Was he the one who got hurt in his
Yeah. So
first?
I broke the Hagen Danner call up a couple years ago. And Swanee texted me. He goes, man, you break these like way too early. and like we're on the bus and everyone's like stressing and panicking, wondering, am I going to lose my job? Like, am I getting DFA'd? And I felt like an absolute piece of shit when that was told to me. So I heard about the Yesavage thing, and I just told a couple, like I told the group chat, I told you guys, and I was like, I'm not going to break this. I'm not going to break this 2 hours before game time, and someone could be pitching. Ryan Baraki could end up pitching that night, and I'd be like, all right, this is it for me, you know. So, still awesome though. Trey Savage went through 4 levels. The guy was pitching in Dunedin, and I don't think you remember Avery, but when we interviewed him in spring training, the guy was pitching on fucking backfields. He's like, I'm throwing like a side session on a backfield today. And now he's pitching in the middle of a division race for the Toronto Blue Jays against Tampa Bay Rays. It's absolutely bananas. What was your first reaction when I told you that Trey Savage got called up?
Excited. Like it was at this point, he's done everything they've asked. Like when they did all the bullpen stuff to get him through and that went okay. I was like, we're gonna have a shot at this thing if we want. So again, it's another like tryout thing. I didn't read anything today, but is there stuff on how they're gonna use him? Obviously, starting against the Rays, are we innings limits? Is this permanent that he's going to be in the rotation? Because that's a lot of people in the rotation. Are we worried about an injury with another guy or
I think
like
Babbitt's a little bit fatigued, right?
okay.
That's what they talked about on Friday, which is why he got pulled early. By the way, a guy pitching 5 innings of 1 run ball with a fucked back. I mean, the guy had to wear a heating pad in between innings, like a
Yeah.
massive heating pad. So, happy gave you there, kind of take a little bit off the bullpen. But yeah, I think they want to kind of push back guys like Bassett and then Scherzer, obviously, who's had the back problems as well. So, yeah, I think they said they're going to play it by ear.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm worried about tomorrow. He sucks his first start at every level. Um, but if we get a legacy start tomorrow, dude, I'm
Oh,
gonna be so excited. It's the most obvious stream day of all time, right? Like
yeah,
we're
yeah. I
streaming.
tweeted it. We're streaming it. But I want people to kind of cloud their judgment with Trey Savage. Like, if he struggles, I don't want motherfuckers saying the dude sucks or this or that. Like, this is a guy who last year was pitching at goddamn East Carolina University,
He
like
was pitching at East
14
Carolina.
months ago, 15 months ago. So let's just pump the brakes. Let the guy get his feet wet. He's playing in a minor league park, for Christ's sakes, where the balls fly like crazy. So let's just take it a little easy on him. What do you think? Like, you think he goes 3, 4 maybe tomorrow? What do you?
Man, I have no pulse onto what they want from
Because he was
Trey.
supposed to start today in Buffalo.
Yeah, and I thought he might have come up for Scherzer's thing because his back was, but so funny. Our old guys and their backs, man, they're just falling apart.
And I know people are going to be a little bit with, oh, I hate the 6-man rotation. I hate this, I hate that. Listen, I hate it too. But when you have a pitching rotation as old as the Toronto Blue Jays, some guys are going to need some rest aside from like Bieber and Gossman, right, Abe? Like Bieber and Gossman have shown you that they can kind of pitch whenever,
Yeah,
right? Like, but the Bassetts of the world, the Barrios of the world, the Scherzers of the world, those guys, all those unks, gonna need a little bit more rest than the
I
other
think
guys, and I'm
it's
fine
kind of
doing that.
helping It's kind of helping Kevin Gosman too.
Yeah,
Give them the extra day. Like you do want them, you want them as locked in as possible, but you also want them as fresh as possible. So, like nothing against doing the 6-man, especially when you have the extra bullpen spot with the extra roster spot. So, doesn't hurt the bullpen, which was my issue with the 6-man when they started it. Now we're good with that. We got the roster spot back. But I'm pumped for Trey. What a goddamn year. Dunedin to the
oh,
big Dunedin to the big leagues and everywhere in between. He hit everywhere in
just
between.
don't. I mean, that guy probably didn't even unpack his bags. I mean, he was in Buffalo for 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, maybe
Yeah.
3 weeks. Like,
And it's
just
like
crazy.
you watch Trey, he's gonna walk people. He throws from a slot that feels like it's never been seen before. Besides,
Like Braden Fisher.
like it's pretty similar to yeah, absolutely. And I think that's where people are. That's what makes him so good right now is they don't see that arm slot very often, and you get splitters from hell from that arm slot and a good fastball. Like we haven't seen the electric stuff we saw at the start of the year from Trey, like velo wise, but the swing and miss stuff has kind of been everywhere when he's facing 18-year-olds in Dunedin or the 35-year-olds in AAA. He's been striking people out everywhere he's gone. So tomorrow, I think four is a good one for him. Like 4 innings, an earned run. Oh, I'm sure Junior Caminero is gonna hit a home run or something like that. But
Yeah, probably.
we get 4 innings and a run, and I'm pretty thrilled for Trey Savage's big league debut.
Yeah, I'm excited for it too. I mean, not a hot take. The probables for this week before we go to listener questions, you got Trey Savage Monday, Barrios Tuesday, Gasman Wednesday, and then Chris Bassett on Thursday. 13 games in a row for the Toronto Blue Jays. They got 10 more, so 10 more games to go in a row here. Listen, is that correct?
I'm looking at well, no, not 10 more.
What is it, 7 more?
Yeah, because they play 4 with Tampa, 3 with the Royals, then the off day.
Okay, so 7 more games for the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm look. This series is going to be. I mean, they conquered their demons of the Orioles. I mean, Ryan Mountcastle was a pumpkin now.
nice. Really love to see that.
Kind of dominated them. That narrative got put to rest. Oh for
Gunnar
4.
Henderson's a Gunnar Henderson's a cool ball player.
Oh, very good. Every
Yeah,
time he gets a ball in the hole, he still throws it 98 across the diamond. It's really impressive.
yeah.
Um,
He's got a kind of ugly swing. Like it's not the most aesthetically pleasing, but it's primed to do damage, man.
yeah,
He's a good ball player.
yeah. So
Uh,
yeah, I'm
do you
gonna
know do you
continue
know
the
who
reverse.
they're playing? The matchups for the Rays. 'Cause
Um,
we get all of their guys pretty much.
Pepio,
We get
Seymour,
well, we get
Boz, Rasmussen,
we get Joe Boyle tomorrow.
the 100-mile-an-hour man.
Yeah.
Is he wild?
Traditionally, I don't know what it's been this year. Yeah, oh yeah. He's 5 walks per 9,
Holy
uh,
shit!
like a 12% walk rate in the
Holy
bigs.
hell!
But it's lower than last year for him, 17% last year.
Wow.
Um,
Baby steps.
baby
I'm gonna
steps for
say
Joe.
Jays lose 3 of 4. Keep the reverse jinx up.
Yes, of course.
Someone
Lose.
commented under our YouTube video going, Jays are gonna lose 2 of 3. What the fuck are you talking about? They face blah blah blah. I'm like, like we said, the reverse. We've been doing this for what, for 2 months now. The reverse jinx. I mean, maybe longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jays lose 3 of 4, but yeah, the trade day, man. I'm gonna get chills watching that first. It just is hilarious that his first big league start is at a low A baseball field, kind
Yes.
of easing him into it. I would have loved his first start to be at the Rogers Center in front of 40,000. That would have been cool.
Would have been cool. I
Yeah.
think it's maybe it'll help him out a little bit though. Nerves.
His last start there, he punched out 10 over 3.
Is that good?
Pretty good, if you ask me. Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty fucking good. Hopefully he's
Okay.
facing the Tampa Tarpoons on Monday.
Tarpons, but yeah,
Tarpons, whatever the fuck it's called.
Tarpoons is close for sure. What have the Rays been up to these days too? I see they're under 500.
Yeah, they just got shit pumped by the White Sox this weekend. Or not this weekend, this series. Let's look at their last. So the Rays lost 2 of 3 to the White Sox. Swept, or 3 of 4 they lost to the Guardians. And then they lost 2 of 3 to the Cubs. So they've been playing like ass going
It's
into
always
the.
tough when you go. They're a plus 50 run differential too, and they're 3 games under 500. So cool. But it's always tough when you go into the boss's house, even
Yep.
if even if it's Boss Man Junior.
Yep.
But yeah, Tampa for the boys. Love that. I'll get into some listener questions here. Glenn's first one is, I still can't believe they won on Saturday. Can you believe they won on Saturday?
Nope, brother, I cannot.
Yeah. Who allows more earned runs, Carson Ragsdale or Avery Chenier? This guy puts an accent on my last name every time.
Kind of
He's like,
electric.
yeah, it's like I am French Canadian, like my family's French Canadian, but we don't have an accent on it, I don't think.
Kind of
Uh,
electric stuff.
Timeline for Bichette back playing shortstop. I'd put us in for Boston next Monday,
Yeah,
next
another
Tuesday.
week.
Yeah, against the Red Sox too. What's the budget for postseasons? Has Mark reached out about a suite for the live streams?
Now that would be scenes, but
Yeah.
they are going to sell those boxes for $1 trillion for the
They're
playoffs.
they're gonna sell everything for $1 trillion. Like we're gonna go to one game. Like we'll try and go
Yeah,
to one game of each series. I would think.
maybe
Like
game one of the ALDS. I'd enjoy going to.
yeah,
Could be
I don't know.
Goss.
Is it better to go to game one or game two?
Probably game. I mean, but the thing is, game two could be like a Crochet or Freed day. That's the tough thing about it because
Okay.
they're going to be going game one on Wednesday or
We'll decide.
Tuesday.
But I saw someone tweet you this, but we'll do a podcast after every postseason game. That's what we're going to
Yep.
be doing. Like, if we're not live streaming for the game, it'll be because we're at the game. Like it'll either be a live stream or we're going to be there. And then after every game, we will do a post game pod on how the game went. Like,
Magic number down to 4, I believe it is, or 5. Fuck the magic number though. I want the division. I want the bye.
yeah. Question here: who do we want more in the divisional round if we're the 1 seed? I don't want to ask for who we're gonna
No,
play.
I don't want to be a. I don't want to be a bulletin board material. I'll
Yes.
play anyone in front of me, anyhow, anyway.
Okay, this is an insane question, totally off topic. If you wore your underwear 2 days in a row, would you turn it inside out on the second day?
No, I mean I
I've
don't wear
never.
underwear 2 days in a row. I work. I mean I
I
go to.
also don't do that. But
Yeah,
I've never thought to turn it inside out.
yeah.
Maybe that's a good idea. Um, just Trey carve out a spot on the playoff roster, and who
I
goes
don't think he
down?
can. Right? Someone has
He
to be
can.
injured.
Like, if they add him to it, like he was with the organization, so he can be on the playoff roster.
Are you sure?
Yeah. There's there's a way to get him on without being on the 40 man. That's I think what the you go to the commissioner's office about, and that was the thing that happened. But he was with the org on August 31st, and I'm pretty sure that was the cutoff. So he can be on it. Someone asked it over under quality start for Trey on Monday. I'm going to go under on the quality start. I don't think he throws 6 innings.
Yeah.
Someone asked, what do I do with my brand new Ryan Baraki jersey?
Well, I mean that's going to be like a item we left. Actually, he'll probably sign back here in like 3 years again, anyways. So just keep that
Yeah,
in the closet, and I'm sure in a couple years down the road that'll be a jersey that you'll be able to see or like need, I guess, when he's here.
yeah. You can dust off the cobwebs. Baraki's back, babe. We got him. Who do you think supplies Kobe Mayo with steroids when he comes to Toronto? It
I
might
don't
be
like.
John. It might just be Johnny. He can
I mean,
field.
like I motivate him. Like Orioles fans should be thanking me because that dude is generationally ass when he's not facing the Blue Jays. Like generationally dog shit. So you're welcome, Kobe Mayo.
Yes. Let's say Santander comes back, is decent, nothing crazy, maybe 240 with 2 homers. If he hits 2 homers in his last 10 games, I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah,
Is he in a game one playoff lineup? He's probably in a game one playoff lineup against
yeah, yeah, probably.
like it would almost be good if you only play Santander as a lefty hitter. Because I know they talked, I don't know if his right-handed swing is as compromised as it was before, but there was definitely chat about that. Who's been the team MVP, Springer or Popkins? Serious question.
A little bit of both, in my opinion. I
Yeah,
think Popkins rejuvenated a lot of careers. Miles Straw talks about how good big he's been for him. Loperfido loves him. I talked about him with Loperfido. Yeah, a lot of the players seem like he's essentially a career saver. I talked to Luplo about him. Luplo was with him for a short time, but Luplo likes him as well. So there's a lot of guys that love David Popkins. So George Springer on the field, but off the field, I think that Popkins hiring was an absolute masterclass and a really cool story. I think. Wait, John Schneider talked to us about that story, right? Essentially, just like called him, was like, "Yeah, you're our guy."
yeah. That's what he told it on these very same airways.
Yeah.
Did that. This question gets asked a lot. It's not really a question, as much as it us talking about it. But Springer finishing top 5 in MVP voting,
That's a lock now, I think.
think so too. Like as long as you're not strictly voting off wins above replacement, he's definitely in
Let's
there.
talk about this bullshit about comeback player for the year. I have Red Sox fans going Trevor Story, Trevor Story, Trevor Story. Trevor Story, I mean, the guy is injured all the time. George Springer is the definition of the comeback player. The guy had a 90 weighted runs created plus last year and is now top 5 in MVP voting. How is that not a comeback story? I know they talk about injuries, like injuries isn't the main requirement for the comeback player of the year, but it's hard to ignore the rejuvenation of George Springer having the best weighted runs created plus of his career. Essentially, when last year was a guy that you'd be like, okay, he'll play twice a week. How can you not at least put him as close to the favorite for comeback player of the year? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I thought Bo would be a better than Trevor Story look at comeback player of the year. Like we talked about that in the office, right?
Yeah.
I was like, but George is definitely better than Bo when it comes to comeback player of the year based on what he's in. Trevor Story's 100 weighted runs created plus. Like that's like he's a through-in player. He's playing good defense.
Yeah.
But like, okay, that's not. He has gone through a ton of like. He hasn't played more than 94 games since 2021. Like
Yeah.
Trevor Story truly has gone through it, and like it's
Yeah.
been good for a guy to hit. He's gonna hit like 25 home runs, 30 stolen bases. That's a great year
Yeah.
for Trevor Story. But saying I don't know the requirements of how bad you have to be, or like how bad were your injuries to know who they're voting comeback player of the year for. I don't want to go out on a limb and like really care about comeback player of the year that much because I don't really know what goes into it,
Sure.
how they vote it. But
Sure.
both of those got good for Trevor Story, good for George Springer. Yeah, great stories definitely for both of them. Um, Andrew's wondering if the city is truly embracing the team, sees the crowds that have been big, wondering if there seems to be a lot of support on the streets.
Yeah. I mean, I was walking around the city even like 3 or 4 hours after the game yesterday. There's just Jays jerseys everywhere. Jays t-shirts. It's there's really nothing like it, man, when the Toronto Blue Jays are good in this city. I mean, the Leafs, listen, the
It would be
Leafs,
crazier, yeah, if the Leafs were doing it.
you think so?
Of course, absolutely.
But the
Yeah,
Leafs have done this in regular season, though. They've been the top of the Atlantic.
sorry, like a playoff run, city goes crazier for the
Yeah, I'm
Leafs to
talking
do.
about regular season, though. Like how crazy this is. And I think what I love about the Blue Jays are tickets are expensive, but the crowd is more into it than compared to Leafs games. Obviously it's more people. It's not really a hot take,
Yes.
but like there's not the suits section. That is like the library, they call it sometimes as a joke. It is everyone. There's people in the hundreds blackout drunk screaming for the Blue Jays like there is in the 500s. I think that's the beauty of it, in my
Yep.
mind at least. And I'm biased, obviously, but when the Jays are good, man, it's 40,000 people sell out. It's sick. It's so sick.
We got a hilarious question here. Um, someone, this is different, but someone's asking if I will be incorporating the bald spot when I get the George Springer haircut. I'll not be doing that. That's natural. That has to play into the cut. But Jeffrey Dick asks if the starters are saying they need to go longer to save the bullpen, why didn't they start doing that earlier in the season?
That's a great point by Dicky. You're replying to who? Yeah, it's a fair point. I mean,
I
I
mean, I'm
wish
sure they tried.
it's, for example, it's like, oh, why didn't our offense just score runs earlier in the game? It's like, yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good question to ask, I guess, but they like the comeback gimmick, which is fine.
They do. They do. And that's all we're going to be. Oh, another one more. Sonny asks, I wonder what the boycotting the 2025 Blue Jays until Shackins is fired crowd is doing right now.
I'm gonna throw that a retweet. That's a great tweet.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they have no idea what's happening. Maybe
They know what's happening. If they cared that much to say that, they know what's happening and they're watching the games and they're having a great time watching the games.
yeah.
I can
You know
pretty
what? And
much guarantee.
I've turned a leaf. I'm willing to I'm willing to accept Leafs fans. But we
You
can't
do
beat
this.
the
You do this once every couple months, man, and then you're out again.
yeah. Then the Jays win like two in a row and they want everyone to be fucking fired. But yeah, that's just kind of where we're at with it. But yeah, it is. I'm willing to accept. I am willing to accept the Toronto Maple Leafs fans in the fandom as long as they embrace it and properly love the Toronto Blue Jays. Then I'm okay with it.
That's very brave of you, John. Really good stuff. That's all I got on my end. But stream tomorrow.
Yep.
Stream tomorrow for Trey Day. Interview tomorrow. Not going to go out till Thursday probably, but
Yep.
big one. Maybe two interviews this week if we can
Yeah,
get the other
could
one
be.
set up.
But yeah, I
Yep.
mean the Vernon Wells one has kind of been pushed back a little bit. He has a player agent, so I'm assuming this is a pretty busy time of the year for him. But yeah, listen, some pretty cool stuff coming with Gate 14. This guy coming on the podcast, I might have to issue a verbal apology to him, but it's kind of where we go from there. But what a week. What an enjoyment this has been to watch as a fan and just have the ride of Gate 14 Nation with us as well. It's been truthfully, the craziest year of my life. I know I say it all the time, but this year has taken the cake with all the things we've been able to do. So I love you guys, man. Gate 14 forever. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, leave a comment below. We will see you guys on the live stream tomorrow for Trey Savage Day. Let us know what you guys are wearing for that, and we will be there. Enjoy the week. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow and then Thursday, and let's have ourselves a week. Why not us? Let's clinch a fucking playoff spot this week. Let's pop shit.
No,
Do we pop
no,
bottles for a playoff spot? Because we
no.
have a brand deal with a company that kind of says they want us to do the pop bottle type of thing, but I brought it up like I think our listeners would kind of hate if we pop bottles for a playoff spot.
No,
I
that's
think
not.
what we do, Avery, is you and I enjoy a bottle of champagne. That's it. We have a champagne, we cheers, and we say job's not finished. That's
Job's
what
not
we
finished.
do. Yeah.
I like
We'll
that.
pop champagne for it. That's what we'll do. We'll just like it's like a little promotion at work. That's all it is.
Yep. Love that.
Yep. All right. Love you guys, man. Gate 14 forever. Let's have ourselves a week.